What is up, everybody? As you can see, we are not playing Soul Seeker currently. This is a newish game. I think it was released in December, I believe, or at least in the United States. I do think it was December, something like that. About a month ago, I think. Or well, let's see. Now it's February, so 2 months ago. But anyways, this is ELUNE Saga, another very similar game to Summoner's War, Soul Seeker, Hello Hero, that kind of thing. I know it's kind of funny because if you watched a lot of my Soul Seeker videos, I always kind of complain about not having enough time to really play the game as much as I want to, because I'm very busy with school and work and my personal life and all that stuff. But the few days that I do actually get off and have a bunch of spare time, I burn through my Soul Seeker energy in like 5-10 minutes just from grinding. And I can play Summer's War typically as long as I want to, depending on what I want to do, whether it's arena or grinding on Fame on Volcano or whatever else it is. But I know a lot of people, that game's been out a lot longer, and there's already a huge market and a huge amount of people that create videos for Summoner's War. So for now, I'm probably going to stay away from that, especially since I'm only like level 27 or something. There's just pretty much everybody out there now, especially that's putting out videos, has been level 40, for a long time, and probably have a decent amount, or at least probably a lot more knowledge than me about the game and the monsters and stuff like that. So I figured, while I'm waiting for my energy to come back on Soul Seeker, or let it come back on Summoner's War, might as well fill my time with another game. So I have played this ELUNE Saga a little bit. I initially downloaded it like right when it came out, and I think I played literally just like the first 2 or 3 levels on it, and it was cool. It was interesting. I obviously I love the art style. I love these kinds of games. That much should be clear now. But I didn't really necessarily get hooked on it just because I was really freaking hooked on Summoner's War at the time. And then obviously with Soul Seeker that just came out, I've been spending most of my spare time, I guess, playing that and making videos for that. But since I got spare time, figure why not. I really haven't touched it in the month or two that I've had it on my phone. So I have been just kind of logging on here and there, collecting. They send out a lot of different things. Free energy, free crystals, free summons, free upgrade material, stuff like that. It kind of felt like almost daily, which, I only checked maybe once or twice a week, so I don't know if some of it probably disappeared. They typically have like a 1 or 2 week, like if you don't claim it in that 2 week period, then it disappears. So I might have missed some stuff, but I got a decent amount of summons and upgrade material, and I think I even got some crystals and stuff. So I started playing this again today just to kind of get a better grip on things. And I did kind of forget a lot of what the tutorial told me, so I kind of had to go back through and relearn it for myself. So I just wanted to kind of make like a little intro video for it. Obviously, if you guys are interested in these types of games, I would definitely check it out. I mean, it's definitely a good time killer. It's pretty complex, just like Summoner's War. Soul Seeker, I'm finding, is not as complex, at least not yet. So, if you're if you are into these games, but more into the complexity and strategy and other things like that, this is definitely probably more your route. One of the biggest things that actually catches my attention and makes me want to play this game a lot, which is really the only one factor that's missing out of Soul Seeker, and they did leave it out intentionally, so it's just one of those things. But you do have characters that you stick with the entire game. Just like Summoner's War, it's a little bit different than Summoner's War, but you get that one character or those couple characters that you really like. You're staying with them the entire time, and you can just keep upgrading them and stuff like that. Now, the way the hero and monster system works in ELUNE Saga is pretty different than Summoner's War, so I'll get into that once we actually get more into the actual gameplay. But it does have that kind of reward of building up your characters and stuff like that. Where Soul Seeker, unless it's a 5 or 6 star, you're probably not going to really keep it. You're just going to level it up, get it upgraded, and then trade it away. Combine it and pray to the RNG gods that you're getting a better hero, or somebody that you're going to like. So it's definitely more rewarding, I guess. So here I'm gonna check my mailbox here. I think I've got a lot of gold. I've been running through just some missions, leveling up some of my characters here, and you get a lot of gold for completing a lot of these missions, especially the first time through. And I'll get more into that, like I said. So as you can see, it's kind of like it's got like a town system, I guess. Nobody else has really followed after Summoner's War in creating like your own virtual, world, or like they have like a floating island or whatever, which I think was pretty cool. And you get to see, the monsters walk around and interact, and there's different things you can place, and you can customize it to make your own. That's what I think a lot of people do enjoy about it. Kind of going back to those old Farmville days of you can do whatever you want, you can customize it, make it look how you want. And I'm kind of surprised that more games and more companies aren't really following that. I mean, I know it's a little bit more difficult, or it might take a little bit longer to create. And especially like looking here, this is all 2D artwork. So again, 2D artwork is much easier to pump out and make it look pretty than it is, for 3D stuff to be built and animated and all that technical stuff. So I can understand it from that perspective. But so yeah, you've got dungeon, which is a lot like the dungeons in the other games. You go to collect upgrade material, you go to fight bigger bosses for better stuff, kind of like that. You've got that little adventure tab there in the bottom right. That is essentially your story mode. Again, grinding through, getting gold, getting levels, getting new monsters. They are called summons in this game, they're called souls, I think, technically. I'm either going to say souls or summons, because it carries over from all games pretty much. All that cool stuff. I've only made it to, I think, the 3rd or 4th area in the first continent, so it's got a pretty big story, or at least there's a decent amount of areas to it. Again, story mode, this one's actually a little bit more interesting. You kind of start off as this hero that he's trying to get to, I think it's called like the rift or the portal or something, and he's in search of his father, and he's got this necklace that it's got all this power that the magical people can sense, and it's just basically from there, he's obviously trying to figure out where his father is, what happened to him, all this other stuff. I didn't pay too much attention, but it's okay. So from there, you've got guilds, just like anything else. This game, I do believe, has guild bonuses. Like the more you log in and the more people you have, and I think you can like donate stuff too as well. So that's definitely a really cool feature. I will either be searching for a guild or creating my own, depending on if I can get people like you guys that are watching to join and be interactive and frequent and all that good stuff. The inn. So this is where things start to get different. The inn is where your main characters are. Now I say characters because there are a handful. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 heroes currently that you can choose from. Now going through the story mode, you unlock these first 4 all the way down to this wizard Simon. I have not unlocked him yet, but at some point in the next couple of missions I think I will be. And these are essentially the characters you keep the entire game. They are the ones that are out there on the battlefield and that you can upgrade and level up and all that cool stuff. And they're all pretty unique and pretty cool. So you start out with Tristram. Obviously, he's the guy, or they try to make it sound like he's like a little kid almost, but in all of his portraits, he's got these huge jacked arms and then like this anime like baby face. I actually thought it was a girl from the cover art at first. But yeah, so that's the main character. You got this archer. I don't know how to say her name. Illyria? Something. I think Illyria. She comes in and basically saves your character at like the first level. Then you've got Gerard here, who's kind of like this macho man, kind of a womanizer, kind of typical, typical male big character. And then all these other ones I obviously haven't seen. Now I do have, you'll notice I have Layla down here, which all these guys are still locked. These are bonus characters that you don't get from the story. You need to actually recruit them with 100 soul stones or gems. I think they're mana gems or something in this game, or maybe they're soul stones. I don't know. And it just gives more options. But collecting now, I know a lot of people, like me personally, I do not pay money to play these games, or I typically don't. But so far, collecting crystals, just like a lot of these other games, actually isn't that terribly hard to do. I think, they start you off with like 50 or 70 or something. Completing missions, completing achievements, stuff like that will give you a handful at a time. They have a daily drawing thing. I think just like Soul Seeker, actually, you can do this one like 4 times a day, depending on when you log in. It's got like just like a time frame that you can do. I think it's like every 4 or every 5 hours or something like that, or maybe it's every 6, because that would make sense. But I'm not 100%. But again, getting the crystals or soul stones, whatever they are, those pink crystals there at the top middle, they're not actually that difficult to do. So I already had like 170, I think, at one point, just because I haven't wasted them on summons yet, or I haven't used them on summons. And I unlocked this Layla character because I did do a little bit of research before kind of starting to play this game again, and I found out she's a really strong healer. She's very, very useful in the arena. She's very useful in the PvE. So that just kind of seemed like the best option for me, because right now I've got 2 damage dealers with Tristram and Illyria, and then Gerard's kind of a tank for me right now, so it only made sense to go with a healer. Now I was very tempted. They just came out with Diana, like I think a couple days ago or something, because I kept getting alerts on Soul Seeker and Summoner's War, I think. And she looks totally badass. Obviously, she's got the big bouncy boobs. She looks totally cool, and she's got these awesome guns, and she looks awesome. But I did not, just because, like I said, I've already got 2 damage dealers, and I couldn't find anything online to see if people are preferring her as a main damage dealer, or if she's just okay, or if she totally sucks. I'm not sure. So again, these are your main heroes that you're going to be sticking with. Now what's cool is, like I said, obviously you level these guys up and you can increase their power. But the way to do that, obviously you level up just from doing missions, but to increase their power and give them extra abilities, you go to this thing called the Costumes tab. Now, right, for you guys, it's going to be right next to my pretty face, right next to the Set As Main button as well, in the bottom right-hand corner. So we're going to click on that, and basically what it is it shows all these different costumes, which, you might think at first are just aesthetics, doesn't really matter. Well, they are aesthetics. They do change how the character looks, but they also give him skills, and they increase his stats. So they have these first tier costumes, which you can buy for soul stones or gold. Everything I've read online says don't even think about buying those first, the first tier, second tier costumes. They're just a waste of money, a waste of crystals. You can always buy the final best costume with soul stones, for all the other characters, or with gold for these 4 main characters, I do believe. Now, obviously, it's a ton of gold, so I would still recommend doing it with crystals. But like we'll look at this Tristram the Dark Assassin. For starters, he gains /2, which is an ability, ignores the enemy's defense, and inflicts 120% his attack damage. All hit enemies will see, or the hit enemies increases cooldown by 30%. So I take it it's kind of like a slow, which is cool. He also then gains Finishing Move, which inflicts 150% attack damage on enemies below 20% HP. Now, this doesn't have a cooldown, restriction set under it, so I have to believe it's like a passive, which getting any monster under 20% health and then inflicting 150% attack damage, that's crazy damage. That's pretty good, especially if you get this guy leveled up and you give him the proper summons that also help buff him and stuff like that. That could be potentially pretty awesome. Plus, he just looks the coolest. So yeah, so every character, I'll go through here. Every character has these costumes, and they're all associated with different elements, because there are elements in this game, unlike Soulseeker. And it's typical. Water beats fire, fire beats wind, I think, and wind beats earth, and then earth beats water. I don't know. It's some combination. There's 4 elements. Fire, water, wind, and earth. So yeah, everybody's got these costumes that all give different bonus effects and different things. So you can kind of customize your party and see. Obviously, there's probably a few OP costumes and combinations right now that you're probably commonly going to see in the arena and stuff like that. But in terms of PvE and things like that, just story mode, they're all pretty freaking awesome. Dungeon, I'm sure, again, there's specific ones that are better than others. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So instead of buying a costume, I decided to buy a 4th character, because you can have 4 characters out at once. And like I said, a lot of people were saying good things about her, so I just went ahead and got her right off the bat so I could start leveling her, so she wasn't going to be, super far behind further down the road. Now, I do also want to unlock Diana, just because she does look awesome, as well as I think I might get Sophia, because a lot of people are saying she's a pretty good, she's kind of like a hybrid tank damage dealer, depending on how you want to build her. So depending on if I like Gerard or not, I might go with Sophia as well. A lot of people say they're kind of interchangeable depending on how you want to build your party. So yeah, that's a lot of the characters. The next big change, difference-wise, of these games is the monsters you collect, or the summons or souls that you collect, you bind those to these characters and summon them while you're battling, and essentially gives you an extra skill. So we'll just take an example here with Tristram. Right now, his first soul that I have bound is Healing Warm Energy 1. Well, that's the name of the skill. Is the actual soul is the Dryad. And it'll give you, it shows hit points, attack power. It shows their level, because you can enhance and increase these guys, so their skill will, do more and stuff like that. And then you can awaken these guys, which if you click on that, it basically is increasing the stars, similar to Summoner's War. Now, these guys, not everybody can be awoken, and the people that can be awoken can only get bumped up 2 levels. So you can't take everybody from 1 to 6 stars. So like right now I got her, she's at 2 stars, second stage she'll be at 3, and then her final stage will be at 4. But take a look, obviously hit points, attack power, all that stuff keep increasing, as well as the skill itself increases or adds bonus effects. It basically just gets stronger, which is pretty cool. So you can collect all these different things, and these guys are all from 1 to 6 star. Here, I got a free 6-star summon yesterday, and I ended up getting this one. Hestia, the Goddess of Sparks, which is pretty cool, fire. She lowers the enemy's hit points to match its attack, which is only a 60% chance, but when I first read it, I was like, that doesn't sound really that good, especially for being like a 6-star. I was hoping like deal 500% damage, or, you know, give me an invincibility shield. But actually, if you think about it, like, I'm going against monsters right now that are, you know, they have a couple thousand health each, maybe like 1 or 2,000, because I'm only at the beginning levels. And you hit them with this, and they might drop down to like 300, 300 health. So, and especially I'm assuming, you know, if you get into these boss fights where the boss might not deal as much damage, but he's got an insane amount of HP, that would work perfect, because it would just drop him incredible amounts. So I'm assuming that, you know, I haven't had as much experience with this game yet, like I said, but I'm assuming that it's going to have a lot of potential further down the line. So that's how characters, and that's how the summon and soul system works. So I'll show you what the summon tree looks like. You can summon you can summon souls here, typical, just like everything else. You either get scrolls, or you can spend the crystals. Now the crystals, it's 30 for one champion, or one soul, and then afterwards, if you keep doing it, it'll be 27, so you'll save 3 gems, or 3 crystals per, which is pretty nice. And then obviously they have they have kind of like a little, I guess, premium pack, if that's what you want to call it, 10 plus 1, so yeah, so that's pretty cool. They've got normal summons, which are just 1 to 3 stars. You can do those with friend points and stuff like that. So that's cool. And then, like I said, with the souls system here, you can basically, you know, put somebody in there, you know, upgrade them up. They've got upgrade materials, which right now I'm feeding him an upgrade material specific for that element, and it'll increase their levels. Each one has a max level, and if it's, you know, this one's obviously 6 stars, so he can't go any higher. I can just increase his level, which increases the stats. But if you have like a 3 star and you max out the levels on it, you can actually, if you get 2 maxed out, like 3 star summons, you can upgrade them, or I think it's called Forge in this game, maybe, or maybe it's combined, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't even unlocked it yet, but you can combine them for a 4-star monster. I do think, again, it is random. There's no recipes, so kind of sucks if you look at it that way. And then we have the arena here. I haven't even done the arena. I just unlocked it, so obviously here it's even going to go through the tutorial for me. I don't think I'm going to do it yet, just because all my characters right now are extremely low levels. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. Now I do have this one area that's still blocked off for me. I don't know what it is. I would assume it's gotta be, I don't know. Actually, I really don't know what it is. I guess I'll find out. It won't take me too long to get to level 10. But I just kind of wanted to go over, you know, an intro to this game, kind of do similarities and differences from Summoner's War, Soulseeker. I have noticed the energy. The energy's up there top left. You start out with 100. Right now for me, entering the story mode levels is 10 energy per, you know, every time I do it. So essentially, you know, it's like having 10 energy and just using 1. I don't know why they don't really do that, but whatever. It's not a huge deal. The energy does regenerate pretty quick compared to other games. So that's pretty cool, at least to me, you know. So you can get a decent amount of time playing under this. Oh, okay, so the blocked off area is the guild. Okay, but I haven't unlocked that yet, which is cool. And I did see, you know, if you're in a guild, like I said, there's all these different bonuses you can get, and you can donate. Oh, man, just look at all these 6 stars with 6 and 5 stars with these summonings going on. I'm gonna get jealous here real quick. But it also, like, under the chat, it'll actually show you, like, when you log on, how many of your guild members are on currently, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen a feature like that in any other games. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. I think that's about it. Obviously, you've got missions, just like any other game. So I got a lot of these that I can actually claim. I'm just gonna claim all right now. So I got decent amount of gold. Again, I only have one friend, so if you guys want, send me friend requests. If you guys have already been playing this, you're probably like max level or very high up there. If you guys aren't or haven't been playing it, you are interested, definitely download if you've got the free time. I don't know if it's necessarily better than any of the others. Like I said, Summoner's War right now is probably my favorite, just because I've spent the most time. I'm the furthest along in there, and it's probably the deepest. Soul Seeker, I'm trying to put a lot of time into. It's definitely the most simple, but I am trying to catch up to a lot of you guys in that one. And this one, obviously, very complex, very different but similar at the same time. So I'll definitely be putting some time and energy into this as well, just as get a good handle on it and see if I do end up liking it more, or if it's just one of those games a couple weeks down the road that I might just stop playing. Who knows? So I'll go through real quick because I think we covered everything at the home screen. This is the story mode. Like I said, there's all different continents, and including the Dark Rift, which is the boss. Like I said, I'm still at the first one. I'll show you each one of these has a couple of different, I think it's like 5 different stages. So I will fight here just to show you guys what it looks like. So this is my team. They've all got souls bound to them individually. I might go over some of the higher star ones in another video for you guys and kind of start evaluating which ones are useful and things like that. But so right now I have it set on automatically. So it's just going to go through. They pretty much use all their skills first turn. I haven't really been able to notice if the AI is very efficient or intuitive or anything like that, or if they just use their abilities the second it comes off cooldown. Obviously the first time or the first turn after it comes off cooldown or not, I don't know. I'm sure obviously like heals and revives only go if you've reached a certain percentage of health, or if one person has died, things like that. But for the most part I can pretty much just auto through all of these levels, and I won't have too much of a problem. So I don't think I failed yet, especially since I got my 4th character, Layla. So, we'll see once I start getting into tougher areas whether or not the computer system, the AI, is efficient or good enough, or if I actually have to go through it and do it manually. But yeah, the battle scene here is pretty cool. Obviously, the environment is 2D. They have it animated a little bit. But it still looks really nice. I love this stylistic hand-drawn art style. I'm a huge sucker for that. I personally, that's what I like creating when I do art and things like that. But the characters are in 3D, and they've got some pretty cool animations. You could tell they definitely put some time into this, which is nice. You got the health bars, you got your auto and 2 times speed. Yeah, so like I said, every time you win here, I have an ordinary earth soul, a brownie, a erato, and another brownie. So basically what that is, ordinary earth soul is upgrade or enhance material. It's the lowest tier. Since the continent I'm on right now is primarily earth-based, I get earth-based monsters and earth-based essences, or whatever you want to call them. Again, all those monsters are all 1-star. I'm not going to use them at all, probably. I'm just going to feed them away. I don't think that you get crystals for maxing their levels. However, I haven't tried it yet. I just haven't seen anything, because I looked up a couple, tips and tricks and things like that, and I didn't see anything regarding that. So I don't think that that's a thing, but I'll double check, and next video, if it is, I'll be sure to correct that. But then here you can see at the bottom I got some gold. I got an arena ticket, which you need arena tickets to enter the arena. It's a little different that way. I believe that's a health potion. You can use those, and then it looks like I think that's a special item they have right now, similar to Soul Seekers. Or not Soul Seeker, excuse me. Similar to Summoner's War, they have a Valentine's week event thing going on where you have to earn so many things and spend all this energy and do all these different things to get different rewards. And then here, I think this blue crystal, I think that's what I was thinking was the mana crystal. Um, and I have to go back and check because I believe that also is used for either upgrading your heroes or upgrading your monster souls, whatever, or something along the lines of that. I think that's also the thing that you can donate while you're in your guild. So yeah, anyways, that's we just hit 30 minutes, so that's a good, I think, preview of ELUNE Saga. Let me know what you guys think. If you are interested in this, download it, play it, send me a friend request. I'm gonna need some friends on here, or if you've already played it, send me one because I want to borrow your awesome champion and blow through the story mode and catch up pretty quick. Yeah, like I said, level 10. I'm probably just gonna end up making my own guild again, strictly because I like being able to interact with you guys, and I like having frequent players. And I don't just want random people joining that I don't know who they are, or I'm never gonna talk to them, or they don't play as much or anything like that. I'd rather have it be you guys. At least initially, and then eventually, once if it gets bigger, then we can have other people too. Yeah, I guess that's going to be our first look at ELUNE Saga. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I've gotten a decent amount of views and likes and subscriptions in the past week. I've really only had the channel up now for like a week or two. Obviously, I've only done Soul Seeker videos, so I'm just trying to branch out a little bit here. And like I said, spend some of the spare time that I have doing stuff, making videos for you guys. So yeah, go ahead and follow my Twitch account as well. I think I'm going to try to stream again this weekend. I did get something else figured out with my router, which may or may not have increased my download upload rate, stuff like that. And I'm thinking because of the fact that these games aren't very intensive in terms of like the Wi-Fi that they need, kind of like I used to try to stream League of Legends all the time, and I could do it. It would just, the game itself would start lagging, and then, you can't play that game with lag. It sucks. So I think this game will be a little bit different, and same with Soul Seeker and Summoner's War. So I might try to do some live streaming. And if I do, it'll probably be like an hour or two, maybe a little bit more. Probably either Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. Those are the only days that I have nights free usually. So if I do, I'll let you guys know when. And probably, like I said, an hour or two, maybe more if you guys are there and want me to keep going. But I'll probably just be cycling between the 3 games, just because you can, once you burn up all the energy in one game, it takes a while usually to get that energy back. So you can just I can cycle through it and obviously interact with you guys, all that fun stuff. So yeah, look forward to that in the future, and I think that'll be just about it. So until next time, guys, take it easy and grind through, get some 5 stars, get some 6 stars if you're playing this game. Get those champions leveled up, and I will see you guys all later. Have a good one.